Fresh morning, children. Welcome back to our social class. So, children, we have been discussing chapter number 5 in geography. So, what is the name of the chapter? Weathering and soil formation. So, here we discussed about rocks, right? So, what are the types of rocks we have seen? About igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rocks. So in today's video, we are going to learn about weathering and the factors affecting weathering and what are the types of weathering and about soil formation, soil erosion and soil conservation. Okay, now let's start a class. So first we'll start with weathering. So what is weathering? The disintegration and the decomposition of rocks is called weathering. So disintegration is nothing but the breaking up of rocks into pieces, which means fragments. Okay, and while decomposition is the decay of the rocks due to chemical action. So you all know what is decomposition. Okay, so weathering is caused by a number of agents such as heat, cold, frost action, chemical reactions and plants and animals. So these are the things which cause weathering, and the broken rock materials formed as a result of weathering and they remain where they were formed and they are not transported, that is they will be not moving from one place to another. So thus weathering is a static process. They do not move from one place to another. So now we'll see about the factors affecting weathering. So weathering mainly depends on the following factors. What are they? Types of rocks, climatic conditions, type of vegetation cover, slope of land and exposure to sun, wind and rain. So now we'll discuss about the types of weathering. So they are mechanical weathering or physical weathering. Okay. Next one is chemical weathering and the third one is biological weathering. So now we'll see about each weathering in detail. So the first one is mechanical weathering. So it involves disintegration of rocks without the change in their chemical composition, and it is mainly brought about by changes in temperature and about freezing action of water. So first we'll see about the changes in temperature. So the rocks are heated during the day and cooled during the night, and the different minerals present in the rocks expand and contract. That means they increase and decrease at different rates according to the changes in the temperature. So as a result of this unequal expansion and contraction of minerals in the rocks, a series of cracks develop on the outer surface of the rocks, and this causes the rocks to break into smaller pieces or granular fragments, and the block disintegration, granular disintegration and exfoliation are caused due to the changes in the temperature. Okay, so when big blocks of rocks disintegrate from the main rock along parallel joints or cracks, it is called block disintegration. Okay, and when very small particles disintegrate from a rock, it is called granular disintegration. So if it is in block means block disintegration, and smaller particles means it is granular disintegration. Okay, and when the outer layers of rocks becomes loose and peel off or disintegrate from the main rock, it is called as exfoliation or onion peeling. So what is the last one? When the outer layer of the rock becomes loose and they peel off, that is they get removed or disintegrated from the main rock, it is called as exfoliation or onion peeling. Okay. So next one is about the freezing action of water. So in mountainous regions or in areas with cool climate, the breaking of rocks is caused by the freezing action of water, and the cracks and joints in the rocks fill up with water. And at night what happens? The temperature falls down and the water in the cracks or joints freezes up. Okay, and the conversion of water into ice increases its volume and thereby requiring more space, and this causes widening of cracks and joints and it finally leads to their disintegration. So this is called this frost action. Okay, what is this term called? This is called as frost action. So next we are going to see about chemical weathering. So chemical weathering involves decay of rocks which causes changes in their chemical composition. So it occurs due to the chemical action of air and water on the minerals present in the rocks. So chemical weathering also causes that changes in the appearance of rocks. So this process is influenced by high temperature and abundant moisture. Abundant means more amount of moisture. And chemical weathering involves the following process. What are they? Solution, oxidation, hydration and carbonation. First one is solution. So some rocks and minerals such as limestone, rock salt and gypsum dissolve in water. So they disintegrate in the form of solution. Okay. Next is oxidation, that is reaction with oxygen. So the decomposition of rocks through oxidation takes place when minerals present in the rocks react with the atmospheric oxygen present in rainwater. So it is like rusting of iron in the presence of air and water. So the color of the rock changes in this process. Okay. Next one is hydration. So the chemical union of water with a mineral is called hydration. So when water is added to feldspar, the volume of the rock increases and it causes stress on the minerals present in the rocks and thereby leads to their disintegration. And the last one is carbonation. So when rainwater passes through the atmosphere, some carbon dioxide present in the air dissolves in the rainwater and they form a weak carbonic acid. So this carbonic acid reacts chemically on limestone and disintegrates them. Okay, so these are the types of chemical weathering. So now biological weathering. So sometimes plants, animals and human activities disintegrate the rocks. So such type of weathering is called biological weathering. So first under plants, the penetration of roots in the rock cracks widen the cracks and disintegrate the rocks. We have seen this in our native place also, isn't it? And the uprooting of trees by winds also break the rocks. Next, by animals. Animals such as worms, rabbits and moles dig burrows in the ground, and in this process they loosen the ground surface and disintegrate the rocks. Next, by human activities. So what we people do, we always dig something, isn't it? So human activities such as mining, deforestation, blasting of hills and ridges by dynamite to build roads and dams, quarrying for industrial and building materials result in the disintegration of rocks. So biological weathering is easy to understand. Okay. So now what are the effects of weathering? So it produces a layer of loose material which can cause landslides and mud flows. Okay, and the loss of atoms and molecules from the weathered surfaces. And addition of specific atoms to the weathered surface and breakdown of one mass into two or more fragments or pieces. Okay, and it also leads to soil formation. So these are the effects of weathering. So next topic is soil. So soil is an important natural resource, as we all know. So it is the top covering of the earth's surface and the thickness of the soil is seldom more than 1 to 3 meters. Okay, it is more than 1 to 3 meters. And beyond this, the rocks do not have the elements necessary for plant growth. So only the upper surface we can grow plants and trees. And soil provides organic and mineral matter for the growth of plants. And the importance of the soil lies in its fertility. So only if the soil is fertile, we can grow more number of crops, isn't it? Yeah. So now, how was the soil formed? Yes, we will see now. So, soil is formed when large rocks are broken down into fine particles due to weathering and erosion. So, thus the process of soil formation is very slow. So, it takes thousands of years to form a very thin layer of soil. So, the fine vegetal and the animal remains called the humus add fertility to the soil. So, the factors responsible for soil formation are the parental rock material, relief, climatic conditions, plant and animal organisms, human activities and time. So this is how the soil is formed. Next, we're going to see about the soil profile. So, a vertical section of soil from the surface to the parent rock is called the soil profile. So, the process of soil formation gives rise to four well-marked horizontal layers in the soil profile, and these horizontal layers are called soil horizons. Okay, and the soil horizons are usually named as A, B, C, and D from the uppermost layer of the soil to the parent rock below. So first one is horizon A. Okay. So horizon A is called as the top soil. So which you can find at the top, isn't it? Can you see? Yes. So it contains soluble minerals and organic materials from the decayed plants and animals. So these are needed for the growth of plants, and leaching is common in this layer. So what do you mean by leaching? It means washing away of the topmost or the top layer of the soil. Okay, so this is horizon A. Next is horizon B, which is called as the subsoil. Okay, so here horizon B lies below horizon A, and in this layer the sand, silt and clay are found. So this layer has more mineral content than the horizon A, but it has very limited organic matter, and horizon A and B together form the true soil. Okay, now we'll come to horizon C. Okay, so here it lies below the horizon B, and this layer has small fragments of rocks. You can see there. Okay, children. So the true soil develops from these rock fragments, and the rocks in this horizon are not affected by any biological process. And the last one is the lowermost layer lies below horizon C. Okay, it is actually D. In the picture it is given as R. Okay, it is actually D. So this layer has unbroken solid rocks or the parent rocks. Okay, so first one is the parent rock, then before that are the rock fragments, and before that is the subsoil, and topmost is the topsoil. Okay, children. So this is about the horizons of the soil. So the next topic is soil erosion. So the removal of the topsoil is known as soil erosion, and soil loses its fertility due to erosion. And different physical and cultural factors are responsible for soil erosion. And the physical factors include the slope of the land, intensity of rainfall, and velocity of the wind. And the cultural factors include deforestation, overutilization of land, overgrazing, and adoption of unscientific farming methods. So these are the causes of soil erosion. And our last topic for today is soil conservation. So if the soil cover is removed, our planet would become as barren and lifeless as the moon. Barren means empty. So therefore it is necessary to conserve, protect our soil. And soil conservation includes all those measures which can protect the soil from erosion and fertility exhaustion. So some of the methods adopted for soil conservation are afforestation, checking of overgrazing, crop rotation, contour ploughing, and terrace farming. Okay, and other methods also like planting vegetation cover on forest restoration and planting buffer strips along the stream banks, windbreaks, and proper waste disposal and management. Okay, so children, today we have seen about what is weathering, types of weathering, effects of weathering, and about soil, soil formation, soil profile, soil erosion, and soil conservation. So children, complete your textbook exercises as well as the assignment given neatly in your classwork, okay? And start preparing for your half-yearly exams. Thank you children. Have a great day. Take care and be safe.